Welcome to Light Warrior Radio, where our mission is to empower sensitive souls to harness their superpowers and shine their light, so together we can co-create heaven on earth. I'm your host, Dr. 𝗟𝗡𝗟𝗣, author of the #1 best-selling book, Sensitivity is Your Superpower, and founder of the Academy of Light Medicine and the 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗡𝗟 Healing Method. Thank you for joining me. The topic for today is, do you have a negative bias? I got to tell you, I definitely did. And when I first started this foray into energy healing, spiritual healing, and began with Reiki, and then I did the emotion code and the body code, and then through the lovely and amazing Dr. Bradley Nelson, found out about entities. I started noticing and testing a lot of different entities interfering with my patients, with my family, with a lot of people, and became very sensitive to those things, and also found there were other things available for healing that were low vibrational. We're talking curses, oaths, entity tethers, cords, other types of entity interference, and they wouldn't just be interfering with the person. They'd interfere with their electronics and their sleep realms and their homes, and then multiple lives and their family members, and yada, 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 yada. And so what happened is, as I developed 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗏 Healing Method, the first thing we often would do is look for what was wrong. And that brought us to what I now call a negative bias. We're looking for something to clear. Now, if you're an energy healer, think about the wording we use in energy healing. How often do you say, or do you hear other energy healers say, oh, it did a lot of clearing? That means clearing negative energy, right? It doesn't mean clearing positive energy. That just makes no sense. So we say, oh, I did a lot of clearing. And I still say that. That's the negative bias. The negative bias is like, there must be something negative here for me to clear. But perhaps if we kind of go, wait a second. Okay, maybe there's something that doesn't feel comfortable. Maybe there is some event or situation that is not preferred. Yes, there could be something low vibrational that could clear. Could be negative emotions, could be an entity, could be a curse, whatever, right? Could be dimensional, interference. But what if it isn't? What if it isn't negative? A lot of energy healers were like, hands up in the air going, well, I don't know what else it could be, right? Because they have a negative bias like I used to have. All they can think of is clear the negative, and then everything goes back to balance. Yes and no. Not really. Not always. What if what is happening that you do not prefer is an opportunity for you to see and honor and appreciate how far you've come in your consciousness compared to before? Let me give you an example. So one of my young people that I used to mentor, and this is years later, he did some work for me and gave me testimonial and for one of my products. And anyway, one day he says to me, "Hey, my car got stolen." I was like, "Oh, wow, okay. How do you feel about it?" And he goes, "I feel good." I said, "Oh, really?" He says, "Yeah. And I don't know. I just felt good. Like, you talked about abundance challenges, and I kind of see it as that. And I figure, if it was meant to come back to me, it will. And, somebody's going to lend me a bike, I'm sure. I don't know. I feel good about it." So in this case, I was curious, and I was like, that's very interesting. Because he's been doing a lot of personal work, right? A lot of personal work. Awesome stuff. So I saw some of his posts on Facebook, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, you should have seen these comments." And he's like, "Yeah, my car got stolen, and yeah, I'm still happy today." I mean, it was something very simple like that. People underneath, to my surprise, we're like, man, I can't believe, aren't you stressed? Aren't you livid? Aren't you upset? I can't believe you're so calm. Like almost like, what's wrong with you? That's almost how it sounded. Like, what's wrong with you that you're happy that your car got stolen, right? He wasn't justifying himself or defending or anything like that. But like, I almost felt a little defensive for him, because I was commenting, go, good for you, right? Down below in the comments. Like, people have this thing. It's like, well, that's a bad thing. So you have to be upset, right? So I thought, okay, well, the negative bias would be like, oh, entities are involved, or oh, maybe there's something he needs to clear because he attracted this negative thing that happened to him, and yada, yada. That's a negative bias, okay? I was in the space of curiosity. That's better than negative bias. To be neither positive or negative bias, just in the space of curiosity. And I decided I was going to tune in and ask, okay, well, that's interesting. So let's just check in. One of the things we have in 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗣𝗙 healing is this little mini protocol called the Divine Path Score. The Divine Path Score is sort of like a light path score of this situation happening. If it's high, over 95%, that means yes, it's supposed to happen for the highest good. If it's lower than that or very low, 60, 50, 30%, that means actually was not great that happened. So there would have been an alternative, which there was a higher vibrational alternative. So it was not necessarily the best thing at the time. But we always like to, as a light warrior, right, we always like to convert those to how does it serve me. We talked about that in a previous podcast. So in this case, the Divine Path score of him getting his car stolen was 95+%. It was supposed to happen. It was for the highest good that it happened. And for those with negative bias, that might be a little difficult to understand. How possibly could him having his car stolen be for the highest and greatest good? They'd be like, put up their arms like, I don't know, this doesn't make sense to me. What are you talking about, right? Keep going. Curiosity. Oh, it's for the highest and greatest good. How is it for the highest and greatest good that he got his car stolen? Go back into stillness. What is the answer? In this case, the answer was so he could see how he reacted this time to a negative circumstance compared to before. And I decided I was going to see. I don't really like people necessarily testing future stuff because you can jump timelines and who knows what the future is in that particular timeline you're paying attention to. But in this case, this is many years ago, I did ask, am I allowed to know if he's going to get his car back? I got a yes. I said, oh, great. So what are the chances he's getting his car back? It was near 100%. So I thought, well, I'll just drop that and let him know, right? So I said to him, hey, for what it's worth, I'm getting a Divine Path score of 95+%, that it was absolutely for your highest and greatest good that this happened. And by the way, you're going to get your car back within 2 weeks, right? And he replies and says, well, it's very interesting you say that because I was just thinking about how I would have reacted even just a year and a half ago. I would have been down the dumps. I would have gone into a depression, but I didn't. And I feel so good about this, that I have shifted and changed so much, in part thanks to you, that I'm not upset over this. And by the way, somebody did lend me his bike, right? Right. And he goes, I'm not attached to whether I get my car back or not. I'm like, well, good for you. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Right. So he does contact me back, just to finish the story up. Shortly thereafter, he goes, I got my car back. I said, oh, okay, yes, well, it was within that two-week limit. And he goes, yeah, and under the most interesting circumstances, I got to tell you this. I said, oh, please do. He said that the couple that stole his car stopped off at a gas station, and they ended up having an argument, like a really big argument, to the point where the woman was banging on the glass, trying to break it. Okay, like literally throwing things at the car trying to break the car. The husband, I don't know the husband, but the man was like, they were arguing loud. The gas attendant decided to call the police because of this conflict. Now, interestingly enough, she was not able to break the window. Maybe they have like special, I think they have trick windows in the movies because they break all the time. But in this case, that glass would not break. Okay. She was probably frustrated over that. So the police come, run the plates, realize it's a stolen car, and arrest both of them. Okay. And one of the reasons they stopped by, oh no, it wasn't gas. They stopped by because there was some engine light or something was wrong, and they were trying to figure out what was wrong. There's something on the dash that was blinking, whatever, right? And they got an argument. Anyway, so they end up in jail. My friend gets his car back, and this blinking light thing, $50, fixed it. That was it. He didn't have to spend more than that. The glass did not break. And I said, oh, by the way, you're going to remember to clear the energy of the car, right? And he goes, oh, yeah. Right? Oh, yeah. Energy clearing spray, right? I have a clearing protection spray formula. So he did. I did it too, just in case he forgot. But maybe that's a little codependent. But, he was a good friend. And yeah, that was it. So the universe arranged that entire scenario just to show him how far he's come. So if you have a negative bias, you will not see that, and you will not appreciate it. And, when I had the negative bias, anytime something weird happened to the computer, I think entities or ET interference, right? And then at one point, oh my goodness, I had like a slew of K's and L's or something go across the page. I'm like, there is not anything pressing these keys. This is really creepy. So finally it stops, and I was like, okay, what the heck, right? Is it an entity? No. Is it ET? No. I couldn't figure it out. And I said, is it a message? Yes. Oh, really? Okay. From who? A message from your angels. Oh, okay. What? Pay attention to something. Oh, okay. I'm like, wow. Okay. So you're freaking me out through my electronics to send me a message. But now I realize that sometimes there will be feedback, because that's the quickest, fastest way to get my attention, because I'm on electronics a lot, because I love electronics, I love tech, for them to give me feedback. So if I had a negative bias, I will not see it. I will not perceive it. So sometimes, if I don't have a lot of wonky stuff happening, but occasionally, I'll go to buy something or post something or comment or whatever, and it won't let me post. And I'm like, okay, do you want me to post this? No, you don't. Okay. Yeah, they have prevented me from commenting on Facebook or some social media, some, let's just say, spicy things, because it would probably be dangerous for me to do so, to reveal what I know. So they've blocked me from posting it. So then when it doesn't work twice, I'm like, okay, am I supposed to post this? No. Fine. I'll just erase this whole post. And okay, I got it. Got the message. Thank you very much. Right. And that's the end of that. So just remember, even if things happen that are not seemingly on the outset for your highest and greatest good, you don't like it, you don't prefer it, right? Consider just being curious instead of thinking it's something negative you have to clear. That is a negative bias. It's a big learning, especially for those of us that are energy healers, to remember not to automatically think it's something negative. If this is helpful for you, let me know. I'd love for you to comment below this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with someone who might resonate with it. And would love for you to join me and other sensitive souls in my light medicine community, a safe and sacred space where we come together, love and support each other, and have monthly mini healings. You'll find the link in the show notes below. I look forward to seeing you there. Much love. Hey, thanks for watching my video. And if it resonated with you, would love for you to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, perhaps the notification bells. Every time I do a new video, you'll be notified. And feel free to share it with anyone that you think might resonate with that message too. In the meantime, would love to connect with you in my light medicine community. We have free mini healings every month and all sorts of really fun things that we do. Not only that, but also we get to lovingly share and support each other in a safe space.
It's free to join. I'll put the link below, and I look forward to seeing you there. And remember to introduce yourself when you first come in so we can all say hi. All right. Thanks so much, and we'll see you there.